We're now joined by Alan Collinson, General Insurance Providers, Berkeley Alexander. Thank you for speaking with me today.
It's all my pleasure.
How important is it for Berkeley Alexander to have a presence at the Expo today?
We're really big fans of FSE. In fact, I think it was probably our idea that it came back to the north. We've missed exhibitions like this, and we're delighted to have them back here today. For us, it's absolutely vital. It's an opportunity for us to engage with clients, and we don't get that many these days, so really good to be here.
Yeah, good to have you here as well. What's the biggest challenge currently facing the general insurance provider, would you say, in your opinion?
I think the challenge for us going forward is that we continue to engage with advisors. It's very good news that mortgage volumes are increasing, but of course that brings pressures on time. Good businesses over the last 5 or 6 years have embraced the sale of general insurance, and the concern could be that they lose that habit as time becomes short. So I think the challenge for us is to keep the advisors engaged, keep them interested and motivated to deal with us, keep advising the clients, and in fact as the market improves, to write more GI, not less.
And you were saying then about kind of keeping them engaged. How can providers do that, of course, with the increase of workload that's coming upon them?
I think we have to broaden the ways that advisors can deal with us. If advisors do want to complete general insurance fact finds, obtain cost quotations from a range of providers, and want to fully advise their clients, then that's all well and good. And all they need to make sure is that their providers have first-class online or telephone quotation services. But I think we have to be realistic and say that time is getting short. Mortgages are taking longer to process, and thankfully there are more of them. So I think that even those who are fully advising at the moment may find it useful to perhaps begin referring clients to their general insurance provider. I think we need to reassure them that there's not an issue with client ownership. They will always be their clients. But you can let us take the strain of the advice and let us take the compliance responsibility. And I think if that creates the time in which people can continue to do what they need to do for their clients, then that's far better than doing absolutely nothing.
And as the protection gap continues to grow, what do you think the industry can do to increase consumer confidence in insurance products?
Well, I think within general insurance we're quite fortunate in that I don't think there is a consumer crisis in property-related insurances, be it home insurance, landlord insurance, or even commercial property. I think those products still represent good value and people understand why they need them. I think where the real issue is here is in the area of accident, sickness and unemployment cover, particularly when it's associated with mortgages or for covering rental payments. The 2013 Family Finance Report told us that the biggest fear that most people face in their day-to-day life is not, strangely enough, dying or being ill or even being in a car crash, all of things which they perhaps habitually will insure themselves for. It's actually being made redundant. What's worrying is that of recent years, the level of that type of business being written by advisors has actually plummeted. And that's a real cause for concern for us. What I would suggest to advisors is that they reevaluate what they're doing in this area, take a fresh look at how they are approaching the whole area of income protection, forget the MPPI, or the PPI mis-selling scandal, which is tarnishing the product. It's nothing to do with mortgage payment protection insurance. They must separate it, fully explain it, recommend it where appropriate, and it usually is appropriate. And let's start getting people this very cost-effective, very valuable cover that they so desperately need and clearly want.
And so what do you think the likes of events such as the FSE, what role do you think they play in helping advisors to learn about the development within the industry?
As I said earlier, I think it's vital. This is an opportunity for the financial services community to come together, to share ideas, to look at new ways of doing things, new services and new products, helping advisors to write more business, more profitably and quicker. But I think there's more to it than that. I think we're all very, very well aware that the providers, be they in mortgages, insurance, or many of the other peripheral services, have a very limited presence, a human resource present in the field. If you're lucky enough to be big enough to get a personal visit from these people, that's great, but most advisors aren't these days. And I just think this is a completely invaluable, I would say irreplaceable way of having that face-to-face contact, because at the end of the day, in the same way that it's a face-to-face business with clients, it always has been and always will be with the providers. I think advisors would do well to come here. We certainly will always be here, and we'd certainly recommend they do too.
Good to hear it. Well, thank you for joining us.
You're very
Enjoy
welcome.
the rest of the expo,
I'm sure
and
we
we'll
will.
be back soon.
Thank you.